the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Yet by the Oilers outside of the one on Tuesday. It'd be great if a trade broke right now. Like right now. How great would that be?
An Oiler trade?
Yeah, no, an Oiler trade.
Oh, yeah.
People just lose their minds.
They would lose it. Lose it.
Coyote Steve, Oilers need to claim Reeves. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah. No one's claiming Reeves. Reeves is going to the Marlies.
Someone says we're muted. Are we muted? No? Hello? Can you hear us? Can you guys hear us out there? Okay. Yeah. Okay. It said we're muted, so I don't know what's going on. I see the levels.
Oops.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Are we muted still? Let us know. Jen, Penner's Pancakes, Zedmo. Good now. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll do everything you guys missed. Can you imagine if the Oilers made a trade this afternoon, Joaquin?
Yeah, that'd be great. I want the big splash, because the trade deadline's always interesting, right? Because you see teams and what they're doing, you're like, oh, and fan bases are like, why aren't we doing anything? Why aren't we getting the good players? And and then maybe something happens. Like, remember when Ekholm came? It was like everyone was stunned.
Yeah. I remember being in a meeting. It was a town hall meeting with the Elks, and that trade broke, and I'm trying to show cheese behind me while the president of the club is speaking to all of it. All I want to do is jump out of my chair and say, we got Ekholm. We got Ekholm. Like always, hit us up on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up. Let's get to 100. Today on the show, Arpon Basu from The Athletic. He's out of Montreal. He'll join us at 1:20. In 50 minutes from now, we'll get a good idea of what's going on with the Montreal Canadiens, who are red hot right now. 1:40, Red Light District. And in the second hour, we'll have our Trade Watch segment. Hopefully, we have a trade to talk about. If you missed it, oh boy, Mattias Ekholm, illness. John Klingberg, minor injury, out tonight for the Edmonton Oilers, which means Cam Dineen will make his Oilers debut. He's played in the NHL for the Arizona Coyotes. He played 34 games back in 21-22. I don't expect he'll play much, Joaquin, but we'll look at some pair options. Also, my guy, Jeff Skinner, out again. For Max Jones. Max Jones draws in. He'll be on the fourth line. Sounds like with the Captain and Perry. Everything else remains the same, which means Podkolzin moves up with Draisaitl and Arvidsson. The MIA third line is going to roll out tonight, and then McDavid, Nuge, and, of course, Hyman. We don't know the pairings, but I'm assuming Bouchard, Nurse, Stetcher, Kulak, Emberson, Dineen. They might switch that, actually. Stetcher, Dineen. But I think they're going to roll 5 for most of the night. Dineen will get a few shifts here and there, but that's no bueno. No. And then Stuart Skinner gets the start. Hit us up. Also, if you're listening online, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, iHeart, or the TuneIn radio apps, as we're live from the William Huff Studios. Joaquin, how was two guys, man? Seems like you guys had a lot of laughs.
Yeah, I mean, we were a little bit of levity, right? A lot of Oilers fans are not feeling well right now. I would say they're losing. The mood of the team is not great. The team's not playing well. The moves that they're making, although with Frederick, it's interesting, but then it's kind of like getting a gift for Christmas, but it's like 3 weeks early and you can't open it up yet, right? So, No, it's tough out there right now. So we had some laughs, but I think we've come up with a way to change things around for the Oilers.
Oh,
and so Cass and I talked about it, and it's to get everyone emotionally engaged, right? Because you've been talking on the pre and post game show, especially on the post game. And Reed as well. Where's the passion? How are they going to inject passion into a fragile team, as what Coach Knoblauch has been talking about over the last few times, and introduce Mr. Jones, okay, Mad Max as they call him.
Sure.
The way that he has to approach this game, I think, is obviously you want to make a good impression. First game, you're in the lineup. You want to stay first of all, right? He has to go out there and change the temperature of the game by making the Montreal Canadiens have to do something about his play. And I don't mean just there'll probably be some punches thrown, but he's got to go out there and wreak havoc on the Montreal Canadiens.
So what you're saying is he has to fight Wi-Fi?
No, he has to make Wi-Fi have to come to him to say, we gotta go. This isn't like you look over at the drop of the puck at the face-off dot, go, hey, you ready for this? No, I want to see him run a guy over, snow the goalie, maybe if he has a chance, take the puck wide for once. One guy on this team to take the puck wide and actually take it to the net. Maybe a little bit like Zadorov on Skinner a few months ago in Boston. Those types of things where that creates the scrum, gets everyone involved, and maybe some gloves are dropped and things are settled that way. Not just off the drop of the puck draw, square up. This has to be an organic kind of pugilistic event tonight that has to happen. And I think what will happen with that is you have Montreal fans get excited, you'll have Edmonton fans getting excited, you'll get both benches up, banging sticks, and finally, after a month and a half, I think you'll get a way more engaged Edmonton Oilers team.
I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree. But if Max Jones is the guy that needs to get this team going, then they're in a lot of trouble. I'm sorry, that's just it.
What are you talking about?
If Max Jones has to come in here and wake these guys up, come on, no. I hope he plays well. I hope he does. God. I hope he does muck it up.
Oh. What's missing from their game? You've been talking about it.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh, who's going to do it? Connor?
But what I'm saying is, if they're waiting for that, like Max Jones,
they're not waiting for that. That's what he has to do.
Okay, are
you still mad because Dusty beat you in Predecmo?
No, it wasn't fair. We were late, first of all.
Look, stay on topic here. I don't get this from you.
No, what I'm saying is, like, I get what Max Jones is he's gonna do what Carrick did last year. Remember his first game? He dropped the gloves with that tough guy from Columbus.
Yeah, but he ran around.
Yeah, he.
And what happened? Oilers were great that game.
Did they win?
Yes.
Are you sure? I'm just saying the Oilers. Sure, Max Jones needs to go out there, be physical, be a pain, like you said, be a little bit of a rat. But, man, if Connor and Leon and all the boys are sitting there and saying, okay, now we're going to get going because this guy's running. No, like, so what you're saying is he needs to bring him into the fight.
Yes.
As the new guy.
Yes.
Okay. What do you say, Nasties? Are you Team Hernan or Team Gage? It didn't work out so well for Team Hernan last time. So, sure. Why not? I was going to get to something. I'm rattled now. Parayko out with 6 weeks.
Ooh.
He got a scope on his left knee. He'll be reevaluated in 6 weeks, Gager. Reevaluated.
Well, so he's done.
He's done. We have a trade. The Jets have acquired Chris Drieger in exchange for Kaapo Kähkönen. Bunch of be minor league.
Chris Drieger.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
He fell off. The Devils. The Devils send the second-round pick to the Anaheim Ducks for Brian Dumoulin. Nice little pickup.
That's good.
Riley Smith back to the Vegas Golden Knights. It's never he is Vegas because he's gone elsewhere and it's never worked out.
Well, he's part of the original group.
Yeah. with
right?
Marchessault and
Like
Carlson.
he is going to be welcomed with open arms, probably a parade at the airport and stuff. Because he was a big part of that tragedy too, right? The how the whole city galvanized around that. That's a huge pickup for Vegas.
Ryan Reeves on waivers. No, the Oilers don't need him. Last night, Michael Bunting to the Preds in exchange for Tomi Novak and Luke Shen. And our boy Vinny D on the move again goes to San Jose for a 5th-round pick. Poor
Vinny. Poor Vinny. So swell, he's closer to the seaweed, I guess.
All right. So does Max Jones become a hero tonight?
Max Jones...
we'll hear from him, too.
He is going to have an impact in tonight's game.
Okay.
That's what I will say. By the end of the night, walking out of the rink after this game, Mad Max will be discussed through Ford Hall.
Max Headroom. Jen says, Team Gager, because I don't want to be wrong tomorrow. I agree with you, Gage. All I'm saying is if this fragile group needs Mac Jones to bring him into the fight, I think that's a problem. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I don't disagree with you. That's what Max Jones has to do to stay in this lineup. 100%. I'm not, there's no disagreement there.
There's no one else in this group that's going to do something like that.
Yeah. That's like, I mean, I don't want Corey Perry doing. He's too valuable. He scores all the goals.
But Corey Perry, he's not that. He was never really that type of player.
No, he was elite.
Right?
Elite forward.
He was top 6, front of the net, banging around, making life. And he did it in a different way, I would say. But Corey Perry wasn't going to go. Someone wasn't going to jump Corey Perry. Well, maybe they would have, I guess. I don't know.
If Jeff Skinner at this point, man, like Dusty said it, like he's out for Max Jones. Like at this point, are they going, Jeff, like we can send you somewhere? Do you want to call this? Do you want to end this?
That's what we were talking about 2-on-2, guys, is the NHL isn't always glamorous. And in certain situations, I mean, we've all watched sporting movies, and these are the things that they don't talk about too much, but organizations can implement certain ways to make your life a little bit uncomfortable to make a decision that they want you to make. And I think this is what they've done with Jeff Skinner. For him to be out of the lineup this much after, I think, from what I've seen, like he's changed the way he has been playing from the beginning of the season. I think like there's been some really good plays.
Yeah,
like he is there. There's a different aspect to his game. Obviously, not enough for this coaching staff or management. And I mean, for him to sit in the press box again tonight after, that's a telltale sign. When you have that bad of a performance, you usually see lineup changes in somewhere where the guy in the press box probably comes back into the lineup and someone gets pushed out and is watching again. And for him to be sitting 2 games like after that last catastrophe, the writing's on the wall. I don't think you see him in a game the rest of the season, man.
Not the way things are going. Like you picked, let's say Max Jones plays well, stays in the lineup, is exactly what the fourth line needs. And then you have Trent Frederick coming. Who knows what they're going to add here at the deadline, Joaquin? So it's going to be interesting.
Unless an injury happens.
Yeah, of course.
Then he will not play another game.
No, the Oilers have given up in the last 6 games since returning from the break. 28 goals. That's over 4 a game. That's got to stop. I don't care who's in net. And yes, the goalies have to be better. I just want to say that because or else I'll get attacked. But it's not good enough. The Habs are on a 5-game win streak. They're 2 points out of a wild card. They're feeling good. The Oilers will be without Klingberg and Mattias Ekholm. Jeff Skinner also out. So Stetcher and Cam Dineen draw in along with Max Jones. So I know people in the chat are saying now he should fight Wi-Fi. I think that's a mismatch. Now, the fans would love it, but like you said, keep agitating him. Make him take stupid penalties. Don't fight him.
Yeah, you don't even have to fight, really. You just have to make Montreal like upset with your play. And I think There'll probably have to be a fight at some point. But yeah, I just want him. I want him to drive them crazy. I want to get something else than what they're doing, because what they're doing now isn't working, buddy.
No, it's not. John Gibson made an enormous save yesterday, and Oilers Twitter erupted, but then he got hurt. And that's the biggest problem with John Gibson. He can't stay healthy. So we'll leave that.
Those types of saves, you don't see them too many times. It'll be on the highlight reel, stuff like that. But you know how many times goalies make those saves in practice? Mm-hmm. Like if you go watch Oilers practice, I guarantee Pickard and Stu do some saves sometimes that you're just like, what the?
So what you're saying is you're not impressed.
No, it's impressive, but again, he gets hurt. Like,
he's not reliable.
This is what we've been saying. John Gibson won't make it through. He's beat to a pulp, man.
He's fragile.
He's fragile.
Bonnie Dunron, I agree with Hernan the Barbarian. It's true. Hey, look at that. It's okay, Hernan. As an Eagles fan, Randall Cunningham rattled many opponents. Oh, God. Let's see here. Oh, someone agreed with you again.
Why do you say it like that?
Jason Leduc, Team Gager. Team used to bring guys up and down from the minors, and one of the benefits was the injection of energy into the lineups. No, I agree. Why is Kapanen in the lineup? Awful. There is a reason he has been on waivers multiple times. Rob from LA. I don't know why Kapanen's in the lineup. He won't be, though, once they get Frederick going as well. But Max Jones will wear number 46. Now, Nasties, I want you to text in River Korean Box 780-218-9999 and on the Nasty chat. Don't cheat. Don't Google it. I want you, and be honest. I know you guys are an honest group
46.
out there. If you can name the 4 other players that have worn 46 for the Oilers, send them in now. We'll see. Don't cheat, though. Don't cheat. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Arpon Basu from The Athletic joins us next to tee up the Montreal Canadiens. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas. This is EST Afternoons. Here's Brendan with your sports update.
The Oilers look to bounce back as they welcome the Canadiens to the City of Champions. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on EST at 6 p.m. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas will get you set with everything you need to know before puck drop. 8 games across the NHL featuring the Bruins, who start a quick 2-game road trip against the Hurricanes. Dallas welcomes Calgary, and the Sharks head to Colorado to take on the Avs. With the NHL deadline less than 24 hours away, management is getting busy. Riley Smith is heading back to Vegas. Nico Sturm has been sent to Florida, and Brian Dumoulin is taking his talents to New Jersey. Over in the association, there are 6 games on the hard court, including the Bulls meeting up with the Magic in Orlando. The Hawks host the Pacers, and the late game sees the New York Knickerbockers take a road trip to play the Lakers of LA. This sports update is brought to you by Gimme Virtual Golf. Step into a whole new golfing experience with 240 unique courses for you to play, featuring innovative technology that automatically tees up the ball while replicating real-life ball lies, shifting the ball in 24 different directions. Gimme Virtual Golf, where innovation meets the game. Visit their website at gimmevirtualgolf.ca. The boys talking Canadiens on the other side of the break. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Take your career to the next level with Nate's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program, a perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. Learn more about safety supervision, scheduling, cost control, and most importantly, how to lead a team. For more information and to register, visit nate.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
124. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talks. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Brendan, Eric with you this afternoon. We'll take you right up until 3. Then Reed Wilkins and Jim Milne will jump on. And then at 6, we have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola as we get set for Oilers and Canadiens down at Rogers Place. Not a lot of people chiming in on the River Cree box about who wore 46 in the past for the Edmonton Oilers. The only 2 names. On the Nasty Chat's a little slow. So at least people are not cheating, though. People are not cheating. But there's probably 2 names that are pretty well known. The other 2, I think you might have played with one, Joaquin.
I want to say one, but I don't want to give.
Okay, let's just hold off on that as we're going to switch gears here and talk a little Montreal Canadiens. They're the opponent tonight. They're coming in hot as Arpon Basu from The Athletic joins us here. Arpon, how are you doing today? Are you in Edmonton?
I am indeed in your fine city.
All right, enjoying some nice weather. It should be a fun one down at Rogers Place. Arpon, I mean, the Canadiens are playing great. They only sit 2 points out of the last wild card spot. They're on a 5-game win streak, and they're getting a very fragile team here in Edmonton. What's kind of led to this recent success for the Canadiens?
Oh, a couple of things. Listen, they haven't. It's a bit of a soft portion of their schedule. They beat Buffalo twice, they beat San Jose once, and frankly, barely won those games. So yes, they've gotten the results. They're not really playing particularly well. That last game against Buffalo, in particular, they were up 3-0, needed overtime finally to win that. So, but I think there was a kind of a realization and a big disappointment with how they entered the Four Nations break. They won one of their final 9 games heading in. This after climbing into a playoff spot January 21st. So I think the break allowed a lot of guys to reflect on the fact that they were kind of letting their season slip away from them, and all the things that they wanted to accomplish had sort of been ruined by that stretch. So I think a newfound focus and resolve to play the way that makes them successful. They came out of the break with that. Nick Suzuki's frankly been one of the hottest players in the league out of the break. Pretty interesting story. He had a conversation with Ken Hughes about the deadline before the Four Nations break, and he kind of expressed to his GM how he wanted to kind of keep the team together and give us a chance to make a push for a playoff spot. And then GM told him, go win games. and he came out of the break and they won 5 straight. And he's had, I think he's got 13 points in those 5 games. So message received and delivered, I think, so far.
Arpon, how about just the play of Patrik Laine after the injury and coming back? Very emotional that first game. What has he meant to this Montreal Canadiens team? Finally, kind of being that bona fide goal scorer that they've been looking for years.
Yeah, I mean, he always has the potential to be that guy, and sometimes you get it out of him, sometimes you don't. I mean, I think this has been sort of the Patrik Laine MO for a while. The injury was really kind of, I think, got him off to obviously a poor start, having to miss the rest of training camp and the start of the season and have to jump in midway and sort of try to catch up. I don't think he ever fully has, so I don't want to be overly critical, but he's a very inconsistent player, not only from game to game, but from period to period and even from shift to shift. You're not really quite sure what you're going to get from him, but he does have that ability to get a goal out of nothing. You know, I mean, really one of the few players in the league who can do that. So I think you kind of live with some of his imperfections because he can change a game for you on a dime and you'll never see it coming. You know, obviously he's a power play threat. Some teams literally run a guy at him even when the pass is going towards his direction. The other night, Jordan Greenway did that. You rarely see penalty killers sell out to this extent, but his shot is so lethal, you almost have to do that. So he's an impact there, but at 5-on-5, he's been minimally impactful and not really a difference maker on enough nights for this team.
Arpon, when you look at this team, are they a little bit of ahead of where many thought they would be this season, or is this kind of where you had them entering the season, kind of fighting for a wild card spot?
No, they've kept this up longer than I thought they would. I didn't think they'd be this close to a playoff spot. Now, let's be clear that them being in a playoff race has more to do with the Eastern Conference playing down to their level than them rising up to a playoff-like level. They've been fortunate that many teams in the East have allowed them to hang around despite a 4-9-2 start, that 1 win in 9-game stretch before Four Nations. You know, playoff teams generally can't have 2 of those periods in a season and survive it. The Canadiens have done that because they've had 2 equally hot streaks in the season, and the Eastern Conference has allowed them to hang around. So good on them. Mm-hmm. But I would say their point total is probably around where I thought it would be. I just assumed that wouldn't be enough to be in the playoff race at this time of year.
Talking about Montembeault, obviously he was the 3rd goalie for in the Four Nations. What can you tell us about his progression this year? Has he been kind of a shining light for the Montreal Canadiens? I mean, his start of the season was really good. Is he kind of solidified the goaltending situation in Montreal now?
Yeah, for now. I mean, he is what he is. He's a bit of a transition goal. You know, I mean, they needed someone who could start games and give them a chance to win. You know, he's not going to win you many games. He's not going to lose you many games. So that's really all the Canadiens could ask of him, and that's what he's provided generally. You know, he had a bit of a rough patch earlier in the season, right near the start, along with the team. But he has found his game and become that guy. He's a highly serviceable goalie, and I don't mean that as a dig. I think if you can prove to be a consistently serviceable goalie, you can have a long career in the NHL, just not costing your team games. And so I think that's what he is. But, you know, I mean, the Canadiens look at Jacob Fowler at Boston College right now as sort of the future in goal. They have a couple of other goaltending prospects. Jakub Dobeš is another one of those young guys that they're kind of counting on. So Sam is sort of the perfect transition guy for this organization. And honestly, like, there are a lot of teams in the NHL who would view Sam Montembeault as an upgrade, and there might be one here in Edmonton as well. So it's you know, he does his job, like that's all that's expected of him, and he provides that.
Arpon, one last one for you here. Trade deadline less than 24 hours away. I know here in Edmonton, the fan base wants some moves as the team is struggling and has some holes. what's going to be the approach here for the Montreal Canadiens? I know they re-upped with Jake Evans, who was a big name being talked about a lot prior to him signing. He's a popular player. But, well, what do you think the approach is for the Habs going into tomorrow?
I mean, I think that if something impossible to refuse comes across their desk, they won't refuse it. You know, I mean, I think they've taken kind of a cold look at their team, and they see imperfections, they see holes, they see things they need to address. And if a long-term trade comes across their desk, I think they'll strongly consider it. In fact, I think they're trying to pursue that in terms of a player with term. You know, Kirby Dach is gone for the season. Right now they have Owen Beck as a second line center. If they can go out and find someone who can fill that role beyond this season, I think they would do that. But otherwise, you know, I think the Evans signing suggests that they're out of the rental market. You know, they only have like Yoel Armia, David Savard, Christian Dvorak. I'd be surprised if any of them moved between now and 24 hours from now. But yeah, if more of a hockey trade comes across and allows them to give these guys a little boost as they try to get in the playoffs, I think they would do it. And they have a lot of assets to work with. They have a ton of draft picks. They have a ton of prospects, and a lot of prospects who are ready to play in the NHL. So I think all of them are in play if it improves, but it has to improve the team now and into the future. Like, they're not going to go out and get a rental.
Arpon, great stuff. Thank you for taking the time this afternoon. Enjoy Edmonton. Enjoy the game tonight, and I'm sure we'll chat soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's Arpon Basu from The Athletic, covering the Montreal Canadiens. He's in our city. He's going to be at the game. Stay away from Tom Gazzola, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Forgot to tell him that while he was on the show. But interesting his view on Patrick Laine.
I know.
Like, he hasn't been... Like, because we don't watch him all the time.
No.
We see him score.
Well, I see him score all the time. That's all I see, right? But yeah, he's and that's been his MO. Like, you saw when he came back and he scored, and it was a big deal. And you see him on that power play shooting the puck, and but just not enough, right? And that's kind of been Patrick Laine. Aside from that first year with the Jets, like his first year, second year, he I thought that was the birth of a bona fide superstar. You know, like he was going to be the next, like, an elite goal scorer. Yeah. And it just hasn't been that way, but it's got to be frustrating as a team seeing the talent, and it's just not consistent. That's even on Montembeault. He's I know similar to Skinner, right? Yeah. I was thinking, wow, they might even trade goalies like after the second. Imagine that. Switch the jersey around. You're going to the other side. I mean, but Cole Caulfield's having an excellent season. Nick Suzuki's a hell of a player. Newhook's been good there. Jake Evans, who re-upped. They still got the feisty little Brendan Gallagher. Hudson, Lane Hudson. Lane Hudson. He looks great. Dynamic. You know, it'll be a while. Mike Matheson looks like he's. I mean, I never seen Mike Matheson as good as I seen him with Montreal. I wanted to ask. I should have asked him this one, but because, and I mean, it's so funny because he said, "Well, it's more that the Eastern Conference has let them hang around this long." Like, but that's insane, right? Yeah, that's crazy. But where do they go from here? You know, he mentioned there's a lot of prospects on this team that are ready to play. Yeah. But what's more valuable at this time? Do you use those assets to try to get to a playoff spot and get some more experience for really a young team, or is it enough just to be battling for a playoff positioning come March 6th and still in the hunt? Of course they want to be in the playoffs, but I think for them it's almost like if it's something that knocks your socks off, why do it? Because you can still get in. And you're not going to win it. Like, let's be honest here. Like, they can win a round maybe, but that's good experience. You get the gate money for the playoffs. But I wouldn't be going all in. I don't think I'd be going all in too. Right? Not where they are. Especially if you have assets that are coming up. Yeah, like you need that. And you might, like, they've waited this long. What's another year? I guess. Yeah, it's insane. 200 watching, only 39 thumbs up. What's going on here? We need
We need 59. No, what is it? 51 of you to slam that, please.
Or 59, whatever.
Let's
buddy.
get to 100. or 100 more. How about 159 of you slam that thumbs up right now. Let's see what happens. Let's get it out of the way. I think the Oilers win tonight. I think they're going to come together around Max Jones. No, I think they're going to come together because they're without two veterans on the back end. And Mattias Ekholm's the big one. I mean, sure. I think Stewie Skin's going to have a bounce back game. And I think Draisaitl, McDavid, I think those guys are pissed. They're hearing us talk smack about them for the last 2 days. I think their coach calling them fragile for the third time in 2 weeks. Because I can't see it any other way. Because if they don't show up again, that is panic level out of 10.
Yeah.
They have to show up. That's why I think they win tonight. And I think they win big. What do you think?
No. No.
Why, though?
Ekholm's out.
So? But, I mean, I get it, but, like, he's... Have they played a game without him this year?
Yeah, I think they did earlier. It was rough.
It's going to be...
It's very noticeable when he's out of the lineup.
Of course. Even though he's been fighting it a bit.
It's very noticeable.
How do Oiler fans feel? Do you think they're going to win? Well, Gager says no.
I haven't seen a total team... When's the last total team effort?
Oh, boy. Let me look at the schedule. That's a great question.
The first game that pops to mind, and the other team was still hungover from their trip to Banff, but that Pittsburgh Penguins game at the beginning of the year where they just, like, every line was just destroying them.
I'd go to January 23rd when they beat the Canucks 6-2.
Oh, that was a good...
Yeah.
That's really probably the last game where Knoblauch didn't have to load up, or they playing together for a bit. But there was a lot more consistency through all the lines, and everyone was having success. Right? When have you seen that?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's 2 games. Usually, you have at least more than a handful at this point of the season where you could say everyone showed up tonight.
It's been a while. Oh boy. Coyote Steve, why don't the Oilers just all wear non-contact jerseys? Ooh, you're not confident.
Ouch.
Come on, guys. Like, the Oilers are going to win tonight. Like, if you've watched this team long enough, you know they're going to win tonight. That's Hernan guaranteed.
Oh, really? I think
it's been a while. Oh, boy. Coyote Steve, why? Oh, what's that?
That was Hernan. Don't worry.
That was me, man. Don't freak out. I'm just an idiot.
He loves the sound of his own voice. Yeah, sorry, man. I can't. Didn't Dusty and his parlay have them losing tonight?
He didn't pick him to. He didn't pick a result.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
I am going to guarantee it, just like Chuck.
Guarantee. Okay.
I am guaranteed. Brendan, what do you say?
Fortunately, I think I got to go with Gager.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Where's the positivity? I need Belsy here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Noodles' Finnish teammate back in the day. Not today, Butch.
I don't know. Come on. They're not losing tonight. Did you see their second line center? Owen Beck. Are you kidding me?
Is that relation to Barry Beck?
I had no idea. If Arpon didn't say that, I would have no idea who Owen Beck was. But I think he played in Nashville. I'm not 100% sure. All right, portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. NHL lives at the Canadian Brew House. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light, where you can win game tickets and 2 tickets to a surf and turf dinner at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Come on, Stan. Let's do a trade here in the next 4 hours or so we can talk about it.
Dissect it to death.
Dissect it to death. And everybody will be angry because no one's ever happy when the Oilers make a trade. Actually, Trent Frederick trade was pretty positive, which was nice to see. All right, coming up next, your favorite segment of the week. It's the Red Light District with Joaquin Gage here on EST Afternoons. We're back after the break, but first, Brendan with your sports update.
The Oilers look to bounce back as they welcome the Canadiens to the City of Champions. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on EST at 6 p.m. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas will get you set with everything you need to know before puck drop. 8 games across the NHL featuring the Bruins, who start a quick 2-game road trip against the Hurricanes. Dallas welcomes Calgary to the Lone Star State, and the Sharks head to Colorado to take on the Avs. With the trade deadline less than 24 hours away, management is getting busy. Riley Smith is heading back to Vegas. Nico Sturm has been sent to Florida. Brian Dumoulin is taking his talents to New Jersey, and the Jets swap depth goalies with the Panthers. Chris Drieger coming north, and Capo Kakinen going south. Colton Parenko is set to undergo a scope in his left knee. He'll be reevaluated in 6 weeks' time. And over to the association, there are 6 games on the hard court, including the Bulls meeting up with the Magic in Orlando. The Hawks host the Pacers, and the late game sees the New York Knickerbockers hit the road to tip off against the Lakers of LA. This sports update is brought to you by Capital Care. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. Red Light District around the break. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
I thought you were being positive.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I completely agree. He was on a really bad Jets team. His coach didn't really understand the offense or which style of offense that Aaron Rodgers needed to succeed.
That was very well done, but somebody needs to get you a breath mint because there's so much crap coming out of here.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Love is in the air.
I love you.
And you? And you? And you? Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Hungry and need it now? The Canadian Brewhouse Express Lunch, served in under 15 minutes or it's free, Monday to Friday till 2 p.m. Roasted turkey club and soup, Alberta Wagyu ravioli, and more. Fast, fresh, and no excuses. Get to the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night.
Joaquin.
You don't have to wear that dress tonight. Walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it's right.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin. Joaquin. 146. Welcome back to EST Afternoons. You're live from the William Huff Studios in the west side of the city. It's Oilers game day. as they take on the Montreal Canadiens. You see Tales of the North? Dusty did it in French.
Yeah, I heard. I had to do something, though, so I couldn't.
Oh, it was pretty good. Pretty damn good. Those guys are just a bunch of... they just have a good time, man.
He's quite the linguist,
He
Mr.
is.
Nielsen.
Yeah, he definitely is. That was well done by the boys there. Well done. It is time for your favorite segment of the week. Reminder, just hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up. Text us 780-218-9999. Joaquin, take it away, my friend.
Well, today we're going to go into something that means a lot to a lot of people. Okay, and it's the decision-making process has been quite difficult as of late.
Okay.
So do you know what I'm going to talk about today?
I have no idea.
We're going to talk about booze. All right. One of the most important things to a lot of people. In our current climate, and now everyone looking for different options of their liquor choices because they want to support local, want to keep it Canadian. I have a list to help you guys out. If you've dabbled south of the border with your spirits, I can provide a few Canadian alternatives. Okay, just on the vodka scene, a lot of people like and I did some comparisons. I found some websites, but Tito's vodka. Okay, have you ever had Tito's?
I am not a vodka guy, and I don't know what Tito's is.
Tito's vodka, handmade vodka, very popular.
Okay.
Right? Not a huge price point, but this one that I found, made in Canada, in Ontario, called Ren vodka, made from Canadian corn and Niagara water. So if Tito's is your normal vodka, you can look for Ren. I think there's Bam Bam 2 vodka that's quite popular and Canadian made.
Yeah.
Any seltzers? This was one of the highest rated ones. So any type of seltzers that you like. Obviously neutral. I didn't know that was Canadian, so you can go to those ones. Or Wildebrand, also out of the Ontario, Niagara region, made with vodka. Once we get into the red stuff, like I think you do, obviously those big, if you like those big cab savs, those bold wines. The comparison was Mason Vineyards, actually. Kelly Mason worked in France and moved to Niagara and started a vineyard there. So another way. Obviously, you could look to the Okanagan. Anything from the Okanagan would help too.
Sure.
And of course, there's Coors Light, Bud Light. You can Kid Rock these bad boys and shoot those. But any 6 o'clock or lager is a good substitute for that. And of course,
Birdie Boost.
Listen to Fridays, Beer of the Week, craft beers all around Alberta are great substitutes. California Chardonnays. You like your Chardonnays in the summer? Like a little.
I don't like.
white wine?
I'll have it once in a while, like if we're having a nice seafood dish.
Yeah,
I don't mind them.
Okay. Bechelders, Les Villages Chardonnay. Keeping with the French theme, a nice little substitute there. Once we get into the brown stuff, which I know a lot of people take part in, just the rye whiskey. There's Dillon's 100% rye, aged in Canadian oak. I didn't know this. So if you're looking to substitute your American rye whiskey, look for Dillon's. Jack Daniels, obviously that's a no-no. You can look for Canadian Club 10, they said was the best substitute for that. Aviation Gin, too bad Ryan Reynolds, he's not supporting us, it seems like. No word on him as of yet. The only one I see supporting is Mike Myers. Elbows up, love it. But there's Sheringham Seaside Gin from the West Coast, made in Victoria. So nice. No way. Jay Milne in here with a story.
We went out to past Sook.
Yeah.
To Jordan River.
Okay.
And we had a Airbnb. We go out and see my friends that I used to play football with him. And our Airbnb was right beside the Sheringham Distillery.
Okay.
So we walked up this giant hill and drank gin all day.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was it?
Delightful.
Really?
So many botanicals.
Yeah, the botanicals.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Yes, the whole place smelt like botanicals.
Oh.
Whatever, essence of botanicals. That's funny. I just walked in.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
And we didn't even mean to do that. So
Lovely gin.
let's go to the Sheringham Seaside Gin. Pinot Noirs. Used to drink a lot of Pinot back in the day. But Tossie Growers Blend is actually a good substitute. And of course, again, if you're looking for any substitutes for wine close to home, you can always look for anything made in the Okanagan. But I think that a lot of places are putting Canadian flags on everything. So
I love Pinots. I got a nice bottle from Chile.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I haven't opened it yet. Special occasion.
You know what makes a good Pinot is the elevation of the grape.
Really?
Like that's why in the Willamette Valley in Oregon, it's at the way the air comes into the valley and the altitude creates really good Pinots.
Jasmine says, I just had that gin in Victoria. It was great.
Well, it's out there. So
Big Uke says, the Sleeman Clear 2.0 is good. Can confirm.
There we go. Good substitute for your Coors Light, Bud Light, right?
Yeah, those, I'll just leave it at So your booze, Canadian booze. So,
well, in Ontario, they took it all off the shelves, right?
Yeah.
And Daniel Smith, I believe, said they're not buying any more.
How about for someone's asking for an old fashioned? Because you usually use Jim Beam or use
Bullet, right? Yeah, it's tough because bourbon. I didn't find a good bourbon. I'll have to research that a little bit more to find it. I mean, I know old fashions are a very popular drink.
Very popular. They're so good.
Yeah, they are.
When obviously when done correctly with the right garnish, you know what I mean? Because I've had some bad ones.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple. I guess the key is the mulled sugar. You want to get real cane sugar mulled.
Wonder if you two Trev can make an old fashioned.
I probably can.
He's a bartender.
With the bitters.
Bitters you need.
The orange.
The orange slice.
I like the smoked.
Some places use an olive or they use a cherry.
Cherries, yeah.
Best old fashioned I've ever had is in Regina with the Elks. We stayed at the Hotel Sask.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the lobby bar there, smoked. And they bring it to your table.
It's smoking.
And then they open it up and best old fashions I've ever had.
Yeah, they can get away from you.
Yeah, like it's not like I'll have 5 old fashions. You know what I mean?
Well, it's when you go for a nice dinner sometimes, and you see the spirits list, and the problem is usually someone goes by with one, and you see it out of the corner of your eye,
yes.
and you go, "Oh my gosh,
I need that.
I need that old fashioned."
Not just that, because in Chile, it's a big thing. After dinner, you have like it's called a vajativo, which means
aperitif.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Is that the same thing? Whatever.
It's similar.
Yeah.
Because you can have one before dinner, but it's usually like an old fashioned or something on the rocks or neat.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's supposed to help with digestion and stuff like that. So in Chile, like you're always having something like that afterwards. So I don't know if people do that here. I like to have an old fashioned if I'm out for dinner, after dinner.
After dinner?
Yeah.
Huh.
Not during dinner. Who wants to drink an old fashioned with dinner?
Yeah, no, it's it's hard to wash stuff down with an old fashioned, you know?
Yeah. I think like beers usually. I've had dinner with beer, wine, obviously, but anything else, like I can't have a rum and Coke and have a steak. Like it just doesn't fit, right? It doesn't though.
No,
I wonder if people do that though.
Think Dusty has his double spiced rum and Diet Coke with
chicken nuggets or chicken fingers?
I don't know. Whatever. You probably could.
It's well, let's ask the nasties. Do you have a weird alcoholic drink you have with dinner when you're out or even at home? Like, I just find it weird, unless it's beer or wine, to like.
Yeah, what alcoholic drink do you eat with food? Really?
Because like the really bougie restaurants, like they'll if you're getting a steak, they're like, I recommend this wine. Like they'll tell you.
They'll tell you. But what about, because you see it in the summertime, especially at more like pub food places. Out on the patio, you'll see a Bellini or something, like an ice drink. You can eat a burger with a Bellini, can't you?
Yeah, I couldn't, but I've seen people, because it's like a slush.
Yeah.
You just get a little bit of buzz. Oh, I don't know. It's even now that I'm older, like beer with dinner, like it's almost like I can't do it anymore because I get too bloated with the beer, right?
Oh,
It's got to be the wine,
Yeah.
man. It's
No.
got to be.
It's to the point where with me now, like it's either booze or food. Like I can't do both.
No.
Like if it's a big meal, it might be a little, but I can't keep. It's usually just water or soda water.
Jasmine says martinis are the best, but are you eating with a martini?
No, you're not eating a martini. Yeah,
like you're not having a pasta dish with them, and you're sipping a martini.
No,
or
I don't
maybe
think so.
you are. I don't know. Who am I to judge? Caesars go well with food. Well, it's kind of a meal. It's like a cold soup, but it's delicious. Let's see here. I had a good one here. Where'd it go?
Strawberry daiquiri with a burger in Mexico. I don't know.
Oh man.
Caesars. What about Caesars with food?
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I said it's like a cold soup anyway.
Oh, okay.
But delicious. Sailor says, my one buddy still drinks like he's 16. It has vodka and Coke. Ugh.
What a disgusting drink.
That is like the worst drink ever. Mezcals are a new thing, Jasmine says. Yeah, I had one the other day at that Mexican restaurant.
I make the best. Well, I've perfected my mezcalarita. It's dynamite. It's the only thing I want.
YouTube Trev says, can I make an old-fashioned ? Does Grizzly Adams have a beard? He says something better, but he can't say it on here. So, Caesars.
Brendan, what do you drink? You drink anything with food?
Caesars
Caesars?
for sure. The beer, I understand. I sometimes
You like Caesars?
Yeah.
And you're so picky.
It comes and goes.
What is it? Just a straight Caesar? Or do you get all the crap in there,
I love it with all the crap.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
What's all the crap?
Well, like some places they get like a bacon straw.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
Well, I mean, and need be, so be it. But
beans or something in there? No, you're not.
No,
you don't like
keep it pretty straight.
Okay, so no vegetable.
No.
It doesn't look like a salad coming at you.
But yeah, when you said the vodka Cokes, I related pretty heavily to that.
Well, don't use Tito's.
Let's see here. Drink enough beers, it becomes a meal. Big Slam Nasty. Bonnie Dune Rod says Fan Chop. That's in Chile. It's beer with orange Fanta.
Oh,
and they split it. It's really good, but it's also it'll bloat you for sure.
What about a Guinness?
Oh, it depends what you're eating.
Tommy on a
hot
day
on a plus 35 day. Margaritas go down with food. There's one on the River Cree box. I like this one. Mexican Bulldogs. Those are good. Like the margarita with the coronita.
Coronita. I gotta say, yeah, I've ate, like we were eating food with margaritas the other day.
Yeah.
So
Caesar's work as an appetizer from 10-. Mike from Calgary. Caesar's pre-dinner and a red wine with the main. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I taste like any type of booze while I'm eating. I'll get a beer to start, then an iced tea with my meal, and a beer after I eat. And I know a lot of people that do that too. Like they'll have their drink, but when the meal comes, they're like, "Can I get a Pepsi?"
Yeah. I guess that. What about you?
That's genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never hung out with anybody smart enough to pull that stunt off.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I'm gonna write that down. Actually,
Baggio says Amaro after dinner is perfect. Is that Amaretto? Maybe. My wife usually likes a margarita with her dinners when we go out from Big Dave. Burgers and a beer, especially a Pilsner or a light lager, go hand in hand.
I mean, beer, but that's beer and a burger. I don't. That's the. I guess
could do
red
that.
wine, like a heavy red with a big juicy Cajun ribeye. Yeah. That was my go-to at Morton's all the time.
Like when you're having wings, you have to have a pint.
Yeah.
It's just you can't do it with anything else. I'm sorry, and if you think so, you're wrong. You're completely wrong.
Yeah, there's nothing like wings and beer. I saw something. Were we talking about this? Or maybe it was a thing online. A guy was eating. I've never been upset having wings and beer in front of me. Like I've always been happy.
Yeah, I love wings. Like every time we go out to eat, I always get wings. It's like, okay, enough, man. Like try something different. But
it's hard.
It is hard.
Where's your favorite place for wings?
Ooh. I don't know, man, to be honest with you. I know the Pine's pretty good. They're big, and they have a lot of options for flavors. That's what I like. I tried Wing Snob. I thought it was great.
Did you?
Yeah.
I went there too.
Yeah.
There was a
brew house, of course.
Yeah, this one of the saddest days. It was when the the owl sanctuary closed.
Yeah,
because I liked the wings there, but I haven't found a place where I really like. I have to go back and have their wings again.
Home and away, I haven't been there in a while, but I've been there maybe twice and had their wings. And you know what's great? They have they make their own like hot sauce, and it's really good. Gage, there's a lot. I mean, you can't really screw up a wing. You can, but BP's really good as well. All right, we've the nasty chat's turned into just booze talk. We're gonna reset.
Hey, we need some, especially after tonight's game. I think, unfortunately.
Stan Bowman, please make a trade. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Coming up in the second hour, it's time for the Trade Watch segment. We'll continue to tee up Oilers and Habs, and we'll continue the booze talk here on EST Afternoons live from the William Huff Studios here in the west side of the city. Keep slamming that thumbs up. Keep hitting us up on the nasty chat, and text us on the River Korean box 780-218-9999. We're back after the break.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
What we've seen in the Oilers, certainly since they came back from the break, it's like, who are these guys? Where's the team that was never out of it? Where's the team that could have a bad period and then crank it up and get back in the game? Or where's a team when you do dominate the first 10 minutes of the game, you're not only up 1-0, you're up 2 or 3-0.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they're the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
The Oilers look to bounce back as they welcome the Canadiens to the City of Champions. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on EST at 6 p.m. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas will get you set with everything you need to know before puck drop. 8 other games in the NHL featuring Columbus down in Florida, Nashville hosts Seattle, and Tampa welcomes Buffalo. With the trade deadline less than 24 hours away, management is getting busy. Riley Smith is going to be heading back to Vegas. Nico Sturm has been sent to Florida. Brian Dumoulin has taken his talents to New Jersey. And the Jets swap death goalies with the Panthers. Chris Deeger coming north. Capo Kakinen going south. Colton Parenko, he is set to undergo a scope on his left knee, leaving him to be reevaluated in 6 weeks' time. 6 games in the association, including the Golden State. They're taking a trip out to Brooklyn to play the Nets. Boston hosts Philly, and the Rockets head to NOLA, where the Pelicans are waiting for them. Trade Watch starts now. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
2:06. Welcome back to Hour 2 here on EST Afternoons. It's Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. And if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, just hit that little thumbs up. And we'll get to over 100 by the end of the show. At 3 o'clock, Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne continue to tee up Oilers and Habs. And if anything breaks, they'll be all over it. And at 6 o'clock, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Zola, Matt Cassian, and myself. And we'll be back later tonight with the post-game show talking about an Oilers win as they host the Habs down at good old Rogers Place. If you're listening online, like always, it's iHeart, TuneIn, radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. If you'd like to get into the heavy hockey showdown, go to the Edmonton Sports Talk website. You'll see it on one of the tabs. It's H8 Showdown. All the information you need is there if you'd like to participate and fundraise with EST. Just go check it out there. All right, Joaquin, lots of YouTube Trev. Montana's has sneaky good wings. You ever had wings at Montana's?
Ooh, have I? I don't think I have.
I don't think I have either.
My buddy always raved about those.
Rob from LA, Potts in Fort Sask. Big Dave says best wings in the city are in Mill Woods at JT's Bar and Grill. Yeah, that's a rough spot.
That is a rough spot, I think.
Yeah. You better walk in there with some backup.
God, that's good. Well, you can always carve the bone wing into a shiv if you need it.
Mojito with anything from Timber Wordsman. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit different. Peanut butter whiskey on ice. Ooh. From Chris. You ever had that?
Peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did. It was a hint of peanut butter in it. It was okay.
Mike, the Michigan fan, says Sawmill has great wings. Half price Tuesdays and Thursdays. I did not know that. Raider Jesse, I'm an old-fashioned guy. Always at dinner. And then Smith says Popeye's wings.
Popeyes? Oh, they are good.
Yeah.
You know what my go-to is, actually?
What's that?
I hate to say it, but I don't do it anymore. But the KFC, if you go and order the wings there, because they're never ready, so they're actually
fresh.
They make them fresh usually. Yeah. Go order wings at KFC and they'll always say that'll be 20 minutes. I go fine, but they give you a bunch and they're quite big, and you take them home and you have your own sauce with them, and it's at a good price point.
Oh man. El Presidente. I was at JT's last night. I've been there. That place has been around forever. I grew up in Millwoods. I've been there even before it was called JT's. But yeah,
I remember. A guy I used to work with. He lived in Millwoods, and he goes, "That place, yeah, don't go to that place.
Yeah,
it's rough.
It's rough. Yeah."
I know exactly where it is too.
Penner's Banky says, personally, I think the best wings is James over at Memphis Blues in Sherwood Park. Shot of Zambuca after dinner to cure the bloat. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I don't know about that.
I don't like it's funny because I'll eat black licorice, but I can't. Zambuca I think it induces the gag reflex with me.
One of my first experiences with booze as a young
that'll
teen,
ruin you.
Was Zambuca, and never again.
Never again.
No.
Well, usually people, they ruin themselves on bad tequila.
Oh, yeah.
And they just think, you think you have to shoot tequila for some reason. I don't understand why people think that. And then you ruin yourself. And then you just, every time you smell it, you remember that waking up on the beach with your golf clubs beside you and you lost your tooth. Happened to me once.
All right, let's get to the Trade Watch segment presented by Nate. Take your career to the next level with Nate's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program, a perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. For more information and to register, visit nate.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level. So more news coming down. Brandon Tanev being held out of the game tonight for trade reasons. Now Luke Kunin as well from San Jose. That's it so far. But Joaquin, I mean, I think you guys read it on too, guys, but Rishog had a tweet. Let's just kind of rehash what he had. He says, my understanding is Kane hasn't put back-to-back days of intense workouts together, and as the deadline draws near, it's perhaps becoming more apparent that a return at playoff time is more likely. With that said, they'll be careful here, but my sense is we could see them with more space to work with than previously thought. I mean, Dusty had an all-time take talking about Kane having the Oilers' balls in a grip. I mean, that's good news. If that's the case, you have a lot more cap space to work with. And I brought up Luke Kunin and Brandon Tanev. I'd take either guy, sure. Probably Brandon Tanev more, but the main priority for this team has to be a defenseman. Yeah. And I know you're going to say goalie, and sure, but I just don't think it's realistic right now.
Dusty laid out, it was Carlo and Alexiak, right? Kind of the two targets.
Why would Toronto? Why would Boston give up on Carlo?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Just UFA. And who knows? Like they're probably asking about him, right? I don't think they'll get rid of him.
Like that's an Ekholm like transaction.
If that, yeah.
Like that's huge.
Who do you, out of all the deals so far, and you don't really know until the dust is cleared and everything's said and done, but who do you think's won the trade deadline? Who's
Tampa
improved
Bay
most? Tampa?
I love Tampa Bay. I love how aggressive they are. I love how, like I said yesterday, they have elite of the elites, and they go all in. And if it doesn't work out, oh, well, at least we tried, because you only have a window for so long. Hedman's going to eventually be too old. Vasilevsky's he's not getting any younger. You have Kucherov, you have Point. Why not, man? Go all in. I love that they added Yanni Gord. He's just to play against Joaquin. He's been there. He's won a cup. And then you get a guy like Oliver Bjorkstrand, who's good offensively, to join that team in their top six. And then you throw in Hagel and Cirelli. I think the way he goes about business there, Brisebois in Tampa Bay, is the way you should go if you're a Stanley Cup contender.
And a healthy, looking like he's back to normal form is Andrei Vasilevsky.
Exactly. And that guy will steal you 4 series if you need to. And for the Edmonton Oilers, and listen, I'm on board with everyone. I think they need to add, and I think it's got to be impact players, but they've handcuffed themselves with these no movements.
Yeah, they did it.
They did it to themselves.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if Arvidsson and Jeff Skinner, just imagine those two didn't have no movements. They'd be out of here by now. Yeah. I can almost guarantee that. Well, I can't, but Jeff Skinner would have been out of here a while ago, because the coaching staff does not want him in the line.
No. What about Riley Smith?
I like it. His best years were with Vegas. He went to Pittsburgh. He went to New York. Nothing worked out.
No.
It's just some players just have a natural fit, and I think
he still lives in it. Vegas.
Probably.
Just moves right into into his house.
They should try and get Marchessault out of natural too. Why not?
Why not?
I mean, that line with Carlson, they were awesome
for
so many years. Who do you think who's kind of won the trade deadline so far?
Well, you make a good point with Tampa, but does Puljujarvi put the Panthers over the top? No,
I'm out.
I think I can't disagree with you here, buddy. I think that it's got to be Tampa. I like Riley Smith going back to Vegas, but I just Gaudreau, that sandpaper, that third line just got completely solidified. Mm-hmm. Where it's almost like you got your top line, you got your 2A and 2B, like for your first, second, and third line. Right. Yeah. And even your fourth line's more of a third than a fourth. So they're just deep. Very, very deep. And they've kind of brought the band back together on the back end. Yeah, I don't know I got to look at the odds now to see. Well, we'll see after this weekend. That's what we should do next week. Look at the odds after everything transpires, after the dust settles. Who is the best odds to win the Stanley Cup Monday? Who do you think? It's got to be Tampa, I think.
If Winnipeg lands Brock Nelson.
Well, you forget about the Jets, too. Yeah.
Florida with Seth Jones. And they're going to get a nice rested.
I can't wait for playoffs, too, because that first round, it's just hockey all day a week and a half, and you just click on the channels.
It's great. And the first round's the best.
Oh, it's just
everyone's losing their minds.
Every player is just so jacked. They hit everything. I love it. I just love it.
Zedmo, Skinner's numbers in past seasons suggest he's not the problem. Well, Zedmo, I think he's a part of it. But if you've watched every game this year, you'd notice that when they struggle, they're horrible defensively. And yes, goaltending's a part of it. No one's disputing that. But listen, I'll welcome a goalie change, sure. But who's better out there right now that's actually available and attainable for the Edmonton Oilers?
Just got to find it. Starts tonight. Stu Skinner. The road to redemption. And the
but
road
you said
to
they were
the
going to
Stanley Cup.
lose.
Yeah, but he's going to play great.
1-0 win.
Something like that.
1-0 win for the Montreal. I'm picking them to win. There's no way they're losing this game. Not after what we saw on Tuesday. You actually think the Oilers will lose tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think we got to have a little more faith. We got to be more positive, like Boom Boom.
Do you wonder? Do you think? So I'm wondering why things that can affect a player, right? And most likely, management has talked to some of these players or their agents and asked them if they would move their no movement.
There's no way of us knowing this, but I'd be shocked if they haven't gone to Skinner and Arvidsson and said, "Do you guys mind if we shop you around?"
Yeah,
and then you guys can have a say.
But what does that do to like a psyche of a player? Is like,
sure, it's probably
these guys don't want me.
But Skinner should know that by now. He's been out of the lineup for 3 months.
I know, but it still affects you, dude.
Oh, of course, and he wants to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Sign with Edmonton because they were a for sure Stanley Cup contender. Now we don't know unless they get out of this kind of lull they're in that's been awful.
But maybe that's it. Like these few weeks leading up over the break, I wonder if the agents have been talked to, and then all of a sudden these guys are like, "Well, these guys don't even want me," and they've got guaranteed deals.
Yeah, that's so tough for Jeff Skinner. It just hasn't worked out. And listen, sure, you can put some on the player too, but I think Kris Knoblauch has mismanaged him. He for me, he hasn't gotten a legitimate shot in the top 6. He started games there, but it doesn't last long. He scores a goal and he gets taken out, which is just unreal. And Arvidsson hasn't brought much. Now, people will say, well, Arvidsson and Podkolzin are better than Skinner. Sure, and maybe all-around game, Gage, but they don't produce. And you get any production outside of McDavid and Draisaitl, like, that's what they need. You brought it up yesterday. You're like, they get nothing outside of those two guys. Nothing.
And the only game they've won in the past, 7 now, is where other guys have scored. Like, Enrique had a goal the game in Carolina, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Kubusch got a power play goal, but
this
guy never scores on the power plays.
Henrique's been bad this year.
Yeah.
He has.
He looks he looks slow.
Like a veteran guy who has a no movement that's just like, hey, just going through the motions, waiting for the playoffs. Seriously. Yeah. It feels that way.
The team looks that way.
Yeah.
It's just waiting for 83. But did you listen to Reed's show yesterday?
I did.
He pointed out, like, they have to make hay here, or they could be in jeopardy of not. He laid out the point totals.
Well, and I was listening to that, and I was like, holy, like Calgary's only, they're 7 points back. So is Vancouver. But you keep going like this,
you're putting yourself in having to win games.
LA's coming. Vegas is now 6 points ahead of you, even at games.
I don't think they're not catching Vegas anymore.
So they've blown it again. They're either going to play LA, Calgary, or Vancouver. And I'll be honest, Joaquin, all those teams scare me.
Well, they should.
They all scare me because I don't care where you are and what place. The playoffs is a different animal.
Calgary, you know what? I think they would beat Calgary's playing the way that they're playing right now, and then the way that they've had to play all year. I think they're going to run out of gas by the end of this.
Well, it looks like they're running out already.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think Calgary's going to be in the picture.
2:21 here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Brendan, Eric with you. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. All you can eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. We'll continue the Oilers talk and keep tabs on what's going on in terms of players being sat out for trades. And if we hear anything, rumors, and Sam Bowman, you got 39 minutes to make a trade. If not, make it between 3 and 6 because Reed and Jay will be all over it as the Oilers host the Montreal Canadiens, looking to get back in the win column. Keep slamming that thumbs up. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat and on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. We're back after the break. Here's Brendan with your sports update.
The Oilers look to bounce back as they welcome the Canadiens to the City of Champions. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on EST at 6 p.m. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas will get you set with everything you need to know before puck drop. 8 other games on the ice featuring Nashville hosting Seattle. Utah heads to the Motor City to face off against the Wings. And Winnipeg takes the road to Philly. With the deadline less than 24 hours away, management is getting busy. Riley Smith is heading to Vegas. Nico Sturm has been sent to Florida, and Brian Dumoulin is taking his talents to New Jersey. Colton Parayko is set to undergo a scope on his left knee. He'll be reevaluated in 6 weeks' time. Over in the association, there are 6 games on the hard court, including the Bulls meeting up with the Magic in Orlando. The Hawks host the Pacers, and the late game sees the New York Knickerbockers hit the road to tip off against the Lakers of LA. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993, they're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. The boys will read some resumes after the break. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brewhouse with epic food, killer drinks, and an unbeatable vibe. Plus, download the Canadian Brewhouse app and score free nachos on your big day. Book your party now to celebrate like a pro. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Love is in the air.
I love you.
And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
.226, welcome back to EST Afternoons. We just had the Trade Watch segment presented by Nate's Construction and Leadership Supervision Program. For more information and to register, visit nate.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level. No news really trade-wise or anything like that, Joaquin. It's kind of the calm before the storm. I feel like the Oilers are going to be busy tomorrow, obviously, but I don't think they'll do much tonight because it's game day, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe. Who knows? I have to apologize.
Okay.
First, I know Brendan promised you resume readings. I made a mistake. Thursdays, I got to pick my Liliana up from school, and I panic about her dance bag, so I have to bring that. And I left my bag, thinking I had it already, in the car. Obviously, access to the resumes. So don't blame Brendan, blame me. Also, if you can, my daughter is in. I think this is kind of the semifinals for voting. If you can go to my Twitter, Joaquin Gage 31, or at Joaquin Gage 31, and it's pinned to the top of my page. Just click, give her a vote, and she's. I think she's still currently in first. So making dreams come true. I really appreciate everybody's help.
We could read one because we have a PowerPoint.
Yeah, I sent you the one PowerPoint.
Let me look at this. Let me open this sucker up.
It's pretty good, but. Speaking of F1, we are almost 1 week exactly away from Free Practice 1 down in Melbourne. Next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. our time. Lights out, baby.
Let's go. Indy returns on the 23rd. Can't wait for that race either. Oh, crazy. Now I'm a racing guy all of a sudden.
I know.
You see Tim Horani's tweet? He was in like,
Did you see? That's what he's doing? Like, yeah. That is great.
He looks so happy in that picture.
In a simulator like that.
Yeah.
I'd love just a hardcore simulator. I mean, nothing that's like moving around too much, but maybe give you a little jolt here or there, and actually with the full wheel and get the real experience, wrap around screen, and try to drive an F1 car.
Yeah. Oh, I do what Alex Rodriguez did at the first race at St. Petersburg for Indy. He was like the two-seater. He was hilarious. You should have heard him because they were talking to him while they're going around the track, and he was scared, man. It was so funny, man. Like I can't imagine myself back there. I'd probably pass out.
I'd love to. Remember the that good movie Ford versus Ferrari when Matt Damon's character takes Ford in the car.
Yeah,
he starts crying and he's just freaking out. This is a great scene.
I started watching Lamborghini the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, it's not too good.
No, I didn't.
I had to go somewhere, so I stopped it halfway, and I haven't been.
I haven't finished Senna yet. It's really good.
It is good.
Just don't have time.
I saw the documentary, I
watched the doc.
So I don't I stopped watching the show because I'm like, okay, I know what. It's good. The guy that plays Senna on the Netflix show is awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you after the Adrian Newey book? What do you think the impact of him is going to be at Aston Martin?
I think it's gonna be huge. This guy's the best of the best. There's a lot of excitement. And now it's he's going to build hopefully build a machine that's close to Ferrari and Red Bull and Mercedes, right? Now it's on the drivers. Alonso, he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone.
No.
But Lance Stroll does. And it's funny that he's Canadian because now we're going to be okay, how good are you? And don't get me wrong, he's the elite of the elite. I know his dad owns the teams and he's always driven for his dad, but you got to be elite to be in that. You don't just, hey, you're an okay driver just because my dad's here. He is elite.
He's
to be in that level.
Yeah. And I asked Tim this at the beginning of the year or whatever, I think, about Lance and what he said. Well, what he said was, look, Fernando Alonso is one of the greatest F1 drivers of all time.
Yes.
And Lance Stroll is tenths off his pace. So, but you see unfortunately, when he is upset and you see what he says, it just comes off as the spoiled little rich kid's son.
Yeah,
that's the first.
But it's the way he acts too.
It is the way he acts.
When he's on the.
He pushed his, I didn't agree when he pushed his mechanic or whatever out of the way. He was trying to talk to him. So.
And he's rude on the radio, don't talk to me. It's they're trying to help you, bro. And then even on one of the drives to his drives, like they were doing like he had to be like there testing or whatever, and he's like, "We should be on the beach with some waves." I'm like, okay,
"Oh, did he say that?"
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like, "Jeez, buddy." You live...
I remember that too. Yeah,
it's just like go
pretty
away.
funny.
Okay, so we do have a. Let's see here. Where'd it go now? Damn it, can't find it. Hold on, Joaquin.
I'm waiting.
Thought I had it opened. All right, this is another application. Why am I a good fit? Again, we're not using the names.
Nope.
Number 1, he's a Nasty Club member. 2, he likes Haas. And then 3, he just put, really? I'm a commissioner for my Dynasty football leagues. I understand what it takes to be an invested fantasy sportser. Okay. What else do we? I get up and watch every single race and qualifying. Seriously, I like Halls. I must be a F1 degenerate.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a wicked car. He's never been to a race, but he'd like to go to Monaco. I think everybody would love to go to Monaco.
Would you? I get it. It's historic, right? But it's not the best race.
No. It's just because it's rich and
yeah, I mean, it's quite like you see the
beautiful people.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
His favorite driver is whoever is pissing Max off.
Extra points.
I like it. That's extra points. That's extra points. And then what's the last one here? Seriously, though, I love anyone who has driven for Haas, obviously, but I'm a pretty big fan of Lando and Carlos as well. I really hope Nico gets a podium at some point.
Yeah.
So that's another resume. As Joaquin apologized, he forgot his laptop where they are all stashed. And we can't see him right now. So tomorrow we'll have some more. Remember, Monday's the deadline. Monday, 3 o'clock, because then they race next weekend. So we got to get this league set up.
We will announce the winner on Monday.
Oh, winners.
Oh, no. Monday's
Tuesday.
the deadline.
Tuesday.
Let's do Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday, there will be 2 of you.
Because Wednesday I got to get the link out so you can set up your teams.
And if you don't get selected, blame him. I have nothing to do with it. I'm just another.
Blame Brendan. He's I have him.
We're playing Koob.
Or Koob, yeah.
Gregor says, Gage, I tried to give Liliana a vote, but I don't have Facebook, so it won't let me proceed. Is there any other option?
No, I don't think so, unfortunately. That's okay. You can create a profile. No, don't worry about it.
All right, yeah, let's get some votes in. Just go to Gager's Twitter and go to his
profile. Yeah, I guess
profile.
I should say that. You do need Facebook, but I just figure everyone has Facebook. They just can't remember the login.
I only have Facebook because when I worked with the Elks in here, it's like I only need it for like their site.
Yeah.
And I just still can't remember my password.
Oh, really?
And to reset it and get back in, they ask you for, like you're going for, it's like they need almost, it's more identification than you need for a password.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like, okay, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah, I have an old account too. I don't know the password for. And I don't know the email either.
Ridiculous, man.
Anyway.
Absolutely ridiculous. So I think the Oilers are going to win big. Joaquin thinks they're going to lose. Brendan thinks they're going to lose. A lot of our nasties think they're going to lose. What do you want to see from this group? And listen, they're shorthanded. They are. Without Mattias Ekholm, which is the big one. Klingberg, a veteran guy, sure. What do you want to see from this group? Because we've talked about lack of passion. We've talked about lack of attention to detail. We talked about goaltending. We've talked about no secondary scoring outside of the top 2. What do you want to see from this group?
Probably all those things you just mentioned.
No, but like what's the one thing at the start of the game you want to see?
I want to see consistency through all 4 lines. And I know they're not going to all play the same amount. I would love to see, and I don't know, well, they got Connor and Leon are split up at the start. Get through a game that has them on separate lines for the whole 60. Aside from when they're together, obviously on the power play and after a penalty. But I think that would be the most beneficial, because what does that mean? That you're getting contributions from the other lines, like the third line, the fourth line's contributing. Yeah. You're getting. Maybe they're not scoring, but there's consistent offensive zone pressure. They're good in their own end. At the end of tonight, after 60 minutes, you should have a tough time trying to figure out who was the best player tonight on the Edmonton Oilers. That's what I think they need to do to get out of this funk. And I mean, they could still lose, but I think you need a full team effort from all 20 guys.
And just stick to the lines, Knoblauch. Stop going nuclear. Let them figure it out. And for me, it's if Montreal scores first. Like, don't let that destroy you.
Because you know what that does? Always going, like when things start going south, and it's essentially the same as for a goaltender. If I let a bad one in, the coach is going to pull me, right? All of a sudden, you just load up the big line, and they're double shifting essentially.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I guess I'm not going to play as much. I'm just trying to not make a mistake at this point.
Then you're just grasping at straws, and
Yeah.
hopefully you get some sort of chemistry with these lines, right? Like, you need more from Nuge. You need more from Hyman. You need more from Arvidsson. You need more from Henrique. You need way more from Connor Brown. I mean, the only guy that stands out outside of the big two is Corey Perry. And that should tell you everything about this recent stretch.
He's
where
a Hart Trophy winner. He's a Hall of Fame player. Like, we shouldn't. What I'm saying is, we shouldn't be too surprised that Corey Perry's playing well. He's a great hockey player.
But at 40 years old, to be your third most productive forward, it's a problem.
You got something there.
28 goals against in the last 6 games. That's way too many. That's almost close to 5 a game. You're not going to get anywhere in the NHL, even with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. That crazy stat that it's been 11 games since Connor McDavid's picked up a 5-on-5 point, that blows my mind.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
That's not. And people were so mad because people were talking about Draisaitl had a bad game. He even said it. He goes, I can't be -4.
Yeah.
He said it himself. No one else is adding to it. He was bad in the last game, and it's okay to say it. But he's been the one bright spot this year for the entirety of the season. He's been awesome.
Yeah.
But he had one bad game, and you're allowed to say it, and you're allowed to talk about it. It's okay. It's okay. But it's just this team, like, that's why I'm picking them to win tonight, because they got embarrassed on Tuesday. I can't see them coming out with another effort like that. I truly can't. I'll be floored if that happens.
And I'll just say this, and this is just me speaking, but it's weird being in the building, and I felt bad for the Anthem singer because it visibly rattled her.
Yeah.
And I know the price of tickets, and you're entitled to do certain things, but booing the national anthem, and I realize, like, look, I'm as mad as most people, but I think there's another way to show your distaste of what's going on politically. And booing the national anthem at a hockey game, I don't think it's a bad look to me. And I know it's your right and things, but let's I don't know what another thing you could do. Maybe just be quiet through the whole thing. Yeah, I think it is more powerful than actually booing. So
yeah, she was a little bit rattled. Felt bad for her as well. We were watching it here with B, and we were like, "Whoa!" Like that's.
It was
not good.
loud in there. But Gene and I were talking too, and he goes, "This is the first game back."
Yeah,
from it, right?
exactly.
So hopefully, everyone's got it out of their system.
We'll end the segment with this: Big Uke, Big Oilers win 5-3. Connor 4 points. Bouchard -2.
5-2.
5-3.
5-3.
Yeah.
He's on for 2.
Portion of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. It's time for a wing throwdown at the Canadian Brew House. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who's taking the crown? Hit up the Canadian Brew House for wing night. Our house is your house. Okay, up next, we'll continue to tee up Oilers and Habs and get you ready for the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Coming up from 3 to 6. We're 15 away from 100. Hammer that thumbs up. Let's get to 100. It's been consistent all week long. And if you slam that thumbs up, it means Stan Bowman's going to do some good work by tomorrow's deadline at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. We're back after the break. Here's B Money with your update.
The Oilers look to bounce back as they welcome the Canadiens to the City of Champions. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on EST at 6 p.m. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas will get you set with everything you need to know before puck drop. 8 other games across the NHL featuring the Bruins as they start a quick 2-game road trip against the Hurricanes. Dallas welcomes Calgary to the Lone Star State, and the Sharks head to Colorado to take on the Avs. With the deadline less than 24 hours away, management is getting busy. Riley Smith is heading back to Vegas. Nico Sturm has been sent to Florida, and Brian Dumoulin is taking his talents to New Jersey. Colton Parenko is set to undergo a scope on his left knee. He will be reevaluated in 6 weeks' time. 6 games in the association, including Golden State. They're taking a trip to Brooklyn to tip off against the Nets. Boston hosts Philly, and the Rockets head to NOLA, where the Pelicans will be waiting for them. The Houston Texans, they go grab Christian Kirk from the Jags for a 7th rounder. Instead of being released, Kirk will get his $16.5 million he's owed on the remaining year of his deal. Hernan and Gage wrap the show after the break. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
You get some size, you get some physicality, you get a little bit of hate. Teams and other fan bases, they hate playing against Connor McDavid. They hate playing against Leon Draisaitl because they're so skilled and they're the best players in the world. But there's no one where it's just like, I just want to slash Connor McDavid in the face. But Frederick, we might want to slash him in the face because he's so bloody annoying.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your fan game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your fan game. Play more tables and games. PlayMoreGames.ca.
.244. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. As many of our nasties have pointed out, it's a one Anthem game tonight, so we won't have to worry about the booing.
Oh, right. Jeez, what a moron. Sorry about that. Thank you, everybody.
Well, I didn't even think of it. I'm so used to the two, so it's going to be a ruckus crowd, eh? Montreal's just like Toronto.
Yeah, they're fun games to be at, man. I'm kind of lucky I'm going tonight.
Yeah, the ole is going to be alive and well.
What I enjoy, and I saw this last year because I went to the game against the Bruins, was the passing of the torch generationally for your favorite hockey team. Like I saw there was 2 instances where I knew it was the grandfather, the father, and the grandson all going to the game.
Yeah.
With like I think he had a Neely jersey. The dad had I think it was a Bergeron, and the kid had a Pasternak, right? Like it was hilarious.
It's
pretty cool.
Yeah,
so tonight, I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere in there. It's always fun when you play the original 6 teams. I'll never forget when my first game against the Leafs and Scott Thornton we're getting ready to go out, and you hear certain one-liners that that always stick with you. And we're at home. We're in Northlands or Rexall or whatever it was at the time. And Scott Thornton goes, "All right, boys, let's score. Let's get one early. Take the crowd out of it." And I just lose my marbles laughing because, we got you go out there and you get booed in your home rink. And not because you were playing bad, just because people hate you.
Oh boy. Not Koob. B, can you get Max Jones? We'll maybe listen to his first three questions. That's about it, and then we'll cut out because it's 8 minutes long. We can't run it 8 minutes. So here's Max Jones making his debut for the Edmonton Oilers tonight.
You get a phone call and find out you're coming to Edmonton, and what the thought process is. What do you feel?
So I found out through Boston. Wasn't actually a phone call, but I got to meet with Sweens. He let me know, and obviously a lot of different mixed emotions.
You get a phone call and find out you're coming to Edmonton, and what the thought process is. What do you feel?
So I found out through Boston. Wasn't actually a phone call, but I got to meet with Sweens. He let me know, and obviously a lot of different mixed emotions. Kind of feeling could see the writing on the wall. So a little mixed emotions about leaving Boston. I was really excited that it was Edmonton. And no, you're good. It was Edmonton, and that I think this team and this group has a good chance of making a run at it.
Sorry for cutting you off there.
No,
what
you're
excites you most about joining this group here in Edmonton?
I would say just coming here, playing here, the atmosphere, and I feel like this is a hockey culture, and all the guys have been great reaching out. So it seems like a really good group just for the little time I've had, and obviously playing with the superstars, and I think that will be very cool.
How close or far do you feel you are from being able to play?
I don't really know exactly. I'm just kind of taking it day by day, and each day I think it's sooner and sooner. So I think that's a good thing, but we'll just have to see.
So run us through how you did get hurt.
All right, that was a little bit of Max Jones. I totally forgot we had his audio, but very happy to be here. There's a video of him entering the Oilers dressing room, and he's like in awe of it. So Gager is expecting him to bring the feistiness tonight and will this team to a win. We'll see what happens with good old Max Jones. I mean, first rounder, had good pedigree, who's coming up with like the Sam Steels and all those guys in Anaheim, and it just hasn't worked out. Hopefully the Oilers have found something here, and he can find a role on the fourth line, because I think that's where he's going to be. Can he moonlight in the top six? I think, sure, if there's a lot of injuries and stuff, they might give him a look. He is a first-rounder. He is a guy that at other levels could score, so we'll see what happens with good old Mr.
Mr. Jones.
Wait, was that Trent Frederick or
I think that
Max?
was Frederick, wasn't it?
No, hold on. Could be. I might have fudged that one up. I think you're right. I'm just looking it up now.
It's all right.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I screwed that one. That was Frederick. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, because he said he wasn't...
Trent Frederick. Yeah,
Trent Frederick.
Not Max Jones. Sorry about that. We could run Max Jones, too. We have both, so sorry about that, guys. I totally fudged that up.
It's all right. I forgot my laptop. Mistakes are made. It's okay.
It's trade deadline for everybody, man.
Keep this up, you're going to get traded.
I went full Bouchard on that one.
Oh, that's terrible. Can't say stuff like that.
He seems like a good dude, Trent Frederick.
Yeah, seems really good.
Max Jones, too. Yeah,
so
sorry about that. Sorry about that, everybody.
You say you think they're going to win tonight?
Yes. There's no way they're losing. I'd bet everything I own on it.
Really?
Yeah.
We must not have much.
I have an older Jeep Patriot, and
it's got a car starter on it.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's great. It's got great range, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's always on, actually.
Yeah. Oh, man. I fudged up because Reed and Jay do their mess ups at the end of the show. We both had one today.
Yeah, we're big ones.
One. Damn it, B.
Sorry,
I blame you.
people.
Why didn't you tell me that was Trent Fred? I should know. I got excited because Max Jones is playing, and I thought it was Max Jones, and it was
Jesus.
When we flipped on, when we flipped on the clip, I kind of was a little curious, but your email even said Max Jones. I just went back and looked at it. You
I know.
sold it right from the beginning.
I'm sorry.
That was Trent Frederick impersonating Max Jones, actually.
And I'm rarely wrong, so hey.
Yeah.
Crap happens.
That's okay, man. I can't believe you have faith in this this hockey team. Or maybe not faith. Faith's the wrong word. After what you've seen, how you've spoken of this team, that you think there's going to be a different. I think they're going to be better. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be like last game, but I question the effort and what type of effort certain guys on this team are willing to give right now.
Yeah, especially defensively. Like, that's the big one for me. Like, you saw Leon's, and now Leon's been great all year, but there's a lot of guys on this team that are choosing not to engage, and that's not good. That's not cool.
Yeah, there has the coaching staff must have talked about the efforts without the puck.
Oh, 100%.
Like that, this has to be a billion times better than what we've seen over the last few games. Like, it's crept into their game.
Max Basu. That was Max. Trent Frederick Jones. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I mixed up the two guys. I'm just an idiot. Don't tempt this team, Joaquin. They can find worse.
No, not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight, Butch. Or what is it?
Butch.
Not tonight, Butch.
Yeah, we got like 2 minutes here, and there's nothing regarding the Oilers in terms of rumors right now. Luke Kunin in San Jose is going to be sat out for trade purposes. So is Brandon Tanev in Seattle. Those are the big ones there. If you missed it, Mattias Ekholm out tonight. Illness, minor injury for Klingberg. He's out. Cam Dineen will make his debut. Stetcher draws back in. Max Jones makes his Oilers debut as well. Jeff Skinner sits out once again. Cam Dineen this year in the minors with the Bakersfield Condors. 45 games played, 29 points. That's 5 assists, 24 assists. 5 goals, 24 assists. 6 penalty minutes, and he's a +5. He is 26 years old. He has 34 games of NHL experience with the Arizona Coyotes back in 2021-22. He had 7 assists in that span, a -16, but those teams were pretty bad. So we'll see. We'll see how much Cam Dineen plays. We'll see what the pairings are. I think it's going to be Bouchard, Nurse, Kulak, Emberson, and probably Stetcher with Dineen to start. I think they're going to roll 5 mostly on this night. So the Oilers in tough. They got a team that's coming in. They're young. They're motivated. They're 2 points out of a playoff spot. They've won 5 straight, and they know the Oilers are there for the taking. So the Oilers better show up, and I think they will. I think they win tonight, and we'll have some fun. All right, coming up next is the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. They'll take you right up until 6. Then it's the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola.
Who's with you tonight?
Cass. The Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. For Brendan, Eric, Joaquin Gage, I'm Hernan Salas saying thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for tuning in and watching us. Keep it locked on Edmonton Sports Talk. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and enjoy the game tonight. We'll talk in a bit. Chowders.
See ya.